YouTube, we are back. It has been exactly 1 month since my camera equipment has all been stolen, along with my back right window smashed. I've been out of the game, it feels like, but I really haven't. Had some buddy lend me equipment to get by, but obviously the weekly vlogs and videos, they came to a pause because, my MacBook was in the stolen stuff, so obviously haven't had anything to edit on, so that has been a little bit of a struggle, but we've been figuring it out. And my new MacBook just arrived yesterday, so what a better perfect time to get back rolling on YouTube. Like I said, one of my goals this year is to post at least one time on YouTube to just document the journey, the process, so I can look back on it and see what cool shit I did. Basically, what you're about to watch is a clip I filmed two and a half weeks ago. Like I said, with some of my buddy's equipment, but I couldn't edit any of it, so it just kind of has been sitting. And I basically just yap about kind of everything that happened, kind of some details. I probably left out some stuff. There's a whole bunch of shit happened, but we're rolling. 2026 was off to a hot start. Got a little bit setback, we're bouncing back and we're rolling. We always find a way, and if you really want it that bad, you always find a way in anything you do in life in general. So pretty much it. What you're about to watch, like I said, is a clip filmed 2.5 weeks ago, and we're gonna roll it. So bang, see ya. YouTube, we are back. It has been the craziest week and a half of my life, and you could probably tell by the thumbnail, and if you probably follow me, you probably know what has happened. So let's explain. All right, we are doing one take. There's gonna be no cuts, no nothing. So let's get to the business. So basically, short summary real quick. Car window busted, $20,000 camera equipment, gone. Everything Polymedia owns, gone. The only thing I own, a hoodie with my logo on it. Let's start from the beginning. All right, about a week and a half ago, I was in the best moments of my life. I feel like I had the most momentum. I still got momentum. I'm not going nowhere. But I had the most momentum. I feel like stuff kept coming my way. God kept blessing me with the gigs, and I was meeting some unreal people in my life that were, either with, in a part of the gigs, or, other camera people, or just in general, mentors, etc., all the whole nine. So basically, that Thursday, everything went down. I had two shoots. I had a shoot with Adapt First, which is like a facility. They train a bunch of NFL players and college players to prepare for the NFL draft. And then I had a media day for a college baseball team where I played college baseball at Reinhardt University. So my first shoot was at 10 a.m. and then my second shoot was at 7 p.m. So it was a long day, so I had to bring all my stuff. I wasn't going home because I'm just going from the next one to the next shoot. It was a long day, I will say, but it was even longer after all this happened. So let's get into the business like we said. Wake up, normal day, drive down to Dunwoody, Georgia, where this field is, where the athletes are doing some outdoor workouts. So I shoot about an hour and a half outside. It was right when that cold front was coming in, so it was definitely freezing. Did some photo, video work. I think it was 8 college guys in total, just doing a bunch of, stretching, running, sprint work, and getting their form right with all the trainers that were out there. And then we moved into the weight room, and all 8 athletes did a weight room session with the trainer at the facility, which was dope. I mean, I learned a lot. I'm big into fitness, so I was taking some notes, and that ended probably around 1:30. I got out of there, and for any of you guys that are around Atlanta, I was in Dunwoody, so I called my buddy, lives in Midtown, Hutch. I don't know if you're watching this, Hutch, but if you are, you're the last people to see my camera equipment. Rip. All right. So I go eat lunch with him. Good. We were cutting the shit for an hour, just talking, catching up. Haven't seen him in a while. Always good to see him and catch up. And then I was already in Midtown, so I had a media day later that day, right? So basically I was like, well, I'm just going to go get my backdrop here. I'm already down here. 5 minutes south is Blake Art Materials. So I was like, sweet, let's go do it here. Why not just knock it out since I'm already down here, save some gas, etc. And this is probably about it's probably 2:15 at this point. So I leave the lunch spot. I drive 5 minutes south. I park probably 50 yards from the Blick Art Materials in this parking lot that's attached to the street. Not even a parking garage, no nothing. Broad daylight. It's 2:15 in the afternoon. And yeah, I basically get out, lock my car, and walk 50 yards into the place. And I asked the guy up front, I was like, yo, man, I'm looking for a backdrop, paper backdrop for a media day I'm shooting later, photo shoot. He's like, dude, right there in the corner, we got a bunch of them. Just pick out which color you want and size. I was like, sweet, damn, they're right there, perfect. So I go and I look, grabbed Arctic White, which I needed, and I was like, sweet, this is easy. Let me go ahead and check out, and let's get back to it. So I'm checking out and, pay for it, the whole nine. And I'm not even kidding you. I'm probably in the store for like 7 minutes max. 7 minutes. And then I walk out of the store, hit the crosswalk, walk across, and I just see my window laying on the ground. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And there's this lady there. She's backing out. And she's like, son, is that your car? I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, they just took everything. I saw them break your window. And the first thought in my mind is like, well, why didn't you stop them if you watched them do it? But the second thought is like, it's Atlanta. You don't know what these guys got. They're usually armed, it feels like, so it's not even worth it. Like, obviously, it sucks. And I told her, I was shocked. Like, my heart sank. I was like, ma'am, you do not understand. Like, that is my whole life. They have my hard drives, all my lenses. If whatever camera equipment you think I have, you name it, it's gone. I have nothing. So I was like, oh my God, my worst fear just happened to me. So obviously, windows smashed. It literally looks, I'm not even going to put a picture on the screen because I'm not even editing this or nothing. I'm just uploading it. But it looks like they put some kind of device in the middle. And another thing, my windows are completely tinted. I have 5% all the way around. You cannot even see in my car. So that's what makes it even more weird. Like they just randomly hit it. So yeah, it makes no sense, honestly, but it's part of life. Got to move on. So back to what I was saying, the window, it looks like they put some kind of device in the middle, which either shattered the middle to make kind of a hole or like a suction cup, because after they either broke in or pulled out on the window, it looks like they ripped it down like a sheet of paper, because that was just laying on the floor and my window was literally completely gone. There wasn't any shards or nothing like on the window. It was physically gone. But yeah, I take a peek in the car and I'm like, oh my God, my Peter McKinnon bag, which has my 2 camera bodies, 2 lenses, that had all my cables, had both my hard drives, my top handle, a really expensive mic, had something else that is very, very valuable. Oh, and my DJI audio mic, wireless mics. And then I look over and the Pelican case is gone. I'm like, no effing way. And that was my drone batteries and D filters, both my V mounts, my small rig Power 99 batteries. I had my other lens in there. My 70-200 was in there. And then I had a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, like my monitor was in there, monitor batteries, camera batteries, cords, everything taken. So I was like, all right, well, it is what it is. Like, in my mind, like, that's the best thing that could have happened in that scenario. Like, I think it's better they took it without me walking out there, because with them doing it, because, you never know. Like, these guys could be armed and, like, yeah, it's $20,000 of camera equipment, but, like, that's replaceable, which is a lot of money, but yes, it's replaceable. Like, I'm not replaceable, so that's the look I have on it right now. I'm trying to have a positive look on this. Always find a positive out of everything. That's my lifestyle to live. But yeah, I call the cops. It takes them like 2.5 hours to get there after I call them like 5 times. And an officer shows up, and then I kind of explain everything to him, and he gets out a notebook, and he's like, well, all right, sir, why don't you go ahead and start listing everything that was stolen. First thing I told him, you're going to have to get a bigger notebook. And he was like, damn, it's that much? I was like, sir, they have everything. But I have trackers in the bag, so that's a good sign, but it's really not, because it's like a week and a half. It's a week and a half since it happened, and I haven't heard a single peep. And you think a tracker would be enough evidence to, like, go on a door, but no. It's in an apartment complex, but there is a big-ass handprint on my window, like the window to the left, where That's why I think it was a suction cup, because it looks like they were pressing on my window and then like pulling. So the cop took the fingerprints. We actually drove over to the property where the trackers are, and it is in the projects. It is in, the cops explained to me like this is the roughest area they patrol, and I was like, well, damn. So it's in some kind of apartment complex that looks like a hurricane hit it. And the tricky part is half of the doors are like boarded up and evictions, and then the other half are just regular doors, like apartment style. So that's where we're standing. They said they were going to get a warrant, but they have not said anything. And it's Atlanta, so they're dealing with a bunch of stuff, which I get, but obviously I do want my stuff back. But the trackers are still alive as we speak. I check them probably once a day, and I haven't heard from the detective, so not really any good news. But that's pretty much the rundown. Yeah, you're probably sitting there watching like you just had $20,000 camera equipment stolen, and you're like this positive. I mean, yeah, like that's you just got to think like it's over. There's nothing like physically I can do about it. Like I got to move on. Like I have so many gigs coming up where I can't let this like hold me back. And luckily, like I got a bunch of buddies lending me equipment for the time being before I start like slowly building back up my equipment to what I had. Cause like I just can't drop 20,000 like that. I gotta like slowly build it up back to what I had it. So another thing this made me realize is like don't take your equipment for granted, because it could be gone like that. And like I never thought that could happen, but you know, we live in a cruel world, and yeah, basically it's all gone, unfortunately, which sucks. But just like I said, you got to keep moving and keep pushing, and I'm not going to let some criminals take away my dream of doing this media thing, because I'm built for this. And got February. February is pretty much all booked up. I'm excited. I just got back from Las Vegas. We were out there for 5 days shooting a baseball tournament, so that was sick. And then tomorrow we are headed to New Orleans. So it's going to be a packed month, even though we're at the end of this month. February is all booked out. We're traveling a lot, which is a lot of fun, and that's really why I love this. And if I could give anyone like, you know, why should you do this? I mean, you get to travel. If you meet the right people, like this thing is a lot of fun. I'm not saying like I do a lot of stuff locally too, which is still a lot of fun. But like what I love is traveling. Traveling's a lot of fun to me. Seeing so many cool cities and new places and just new experiences. That's what I live for. So that's pretty much the rundown. If you're wondering what happened, there it is. And yeah, we're going to keep pushing. New Orleans tomorrow with the boys. Reinhardt University opening day on Thursday. Double header, and then 2 Friday. And then we're coming back, and then Saturday's an off day. We'll probably get back at like 3 a.m. Saturday. And then I'll chill on Saturday, get all prepped up, and then Sunday we are headed to Orlando. So can't wait for February. Like I said, got to have a positive outlook. Move on. Can't control it. It is what it is. And let's crush 2026. See ya.